Hello again guys, and I'm gonna show you how to animate this one in Figma. So this is a loading screen I've imagined. It is inspired by a Gaude Tama GIF on Instagram. The Figma file is available in the description down below also, if you want to reference it. So let's start. Here's a sketch I made of the character. I started out by using the pen tool and roughly tracing all the elements. A 3-pixel stroke with rounded caps and rounded edges. The general color I'm thinking for the penguin will be blue for the body and yellow for the beak. So here we are starting to vector the egg. Keep in mind that the egg shape would be a little flat on one side of it and a little pointy on the other side. Here I'm just adding a little bit of shadow for the egg and the space between the heads and the hands. I'm fiddling with the character a bit because the face looks pensive and I would like it to look like it is sleepy and relaxed. So we're gonna start making the first element for the loading bar. Start by creating 3 rectangles. 2 will have an equal width. One of them would be the mask and the other one would be the container. In this example, the container has only the stroke with no fill, and the third rectangle would be the progress bar. It will be a little bit wider. It has the same stroke like the container and also a fill color. So we have to move the fill on the right side so it won't show. And basically we will just show it a little bit later to indicate the loading. So we're gonna start on creating the background. So it is just a linear gradient from deep purple to deep indigo. I've noticed that the black stroke of the character is not working very well. So I've used the replaced global color to a lighter indigo color and made the snooze character white. So here we're gonna start making simple clouds, which are just gradients of the same color family. And some white dots for the stars. And then 2 white dots with one of its vertices pulled away so it will look like a comet, and bring it down to about 50 opacity. So take note, here is the most important part of making an animation of Figma is grouping them and naming them properly. So I group the 2 hands together with their shadows. All the details of the face are grouped together with the Z letters. I've labeled them faced, and then I've grouped the head, the hand, and the egg and labeled them character. I've grouped the stars and labeled them stars. I've grouped 2 of the individual clouds and labeled them cloud 1 and cloud 2 respectively. Then I've labeled the progress bar as loading. Hello there guys, it's Toto here from the future. So I've noticed that the animation things are incomprehensible, so I've written here a detailed look. So all of this have 0 delays on the smart animations, okay? So the first one, we have the hands, all the hands going in front. and then it will ease into 300 milliseconds to the slight tilt with the other hand going in the backwards. The next would be the ease in, out, and back. It will be rotating a bit fast and offshooting a bit so that it will jiggle coming back. Then you would ease out with the other hand going out and the other hand going in. The penguin character is bracing itself to go to the other side of the rotation. So we have again an ease in, then another ease in again, then we go back to a ease in and out back of 300 milliseconds. So every time the rotation would be the last rotation, the big rotation to the other side, it would be at ease in and back. So it will have a slight jiggle. It will offshoot, then go back a bit. Then on the hand transition, it's always an ease out with 100 milliseconds. And then we go to the ease in and then back to the ease in with 300 milliseconds going back here. So all of these are in the Figma files. I won't delete this text so that you will have a reference on what type of animation timing it is. So back to the video. So here we're gonna start animating the progress bar. So we need to follow a simple rule in animation, which is asymmetry helps organic movement. So we don't want all the elements playing all in unison at once. So what we do in this progress bar to apply a little bit asymmetry, as you can see here, there are some frames that the progress bar is the same, and the other screen I moved them a bit. So it is all in you on what position the progress bar would be. Just have some screens with the same load timer to make it a little bit organic. Now we're gonna start animating the clouds. So for the clouds, I just hit one arrow key for each frame, going right or going left. So it's just micro movements. And then jumping into the stars, we'll just play a bit of its opacity. From 100 to a 50, back to a 0, back to 25, back to 50, then back to 25, then 100. The only thing I would avoid doing here is making it flicker. Like on the first frame, it would be 100, then a 0, back to 100. So you would avoid in doing that. So here you can see me trying to move the clouds a little far away. So I think it wasn't that natural, so I thought otherwise. Then now we're gonna animate the comet. Comet will just appear in one frame transition. We're gonna rotate it a bit. Keep in mind, if you want to move it away from the frame, to use the arrow keys rather than your mouse. So on the first frame, it would be 100 opacity. And on the second frame, we will move it diagonally and then give it a 0 opacity. So there you go, we're done. So this is again the final animation. I hope that this video is informative to you. Consider giving it a like and share it to your friends, and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this one. I hope you have a great day and have a good one.